This particular day, I was expected to drop my client at her office. But my rented car broke down somewhere close to her office. My client was so angry and decided not to pay. So I begged her and said, "Madam, please, I rented the car. From this place to your office is a 5 minutes walk." She said, "As long as you did not drop me at my office, I won't pay a dime." "Okay, please pay me half of the money. Ma, please, I need the money," I added. "I'm a student struggling to earn. Follow me so I can get you arrested," she added and left me in tears. I broke down and sobbed. I left home because I was the least wanted in my family. My life was controlled at home, and was made to do all the housework because I was adopted. Now I left home to make my life better, yet people want me miserable. I stood up and left the car. I paid the owner for damages. While I was in class, I was thinking about how to survive. I haven't bought my textbooks and I'm already looking older than my age. When I got home, depression almost killed me, and I said to myself, "Am I a waste? Am I a weed? Why am I so unwanted? How can I earn money?" I checked my savings. The money I saved might not exceed 3 months. I said to myself, I need to do something about this or I will end up homeless. So I applied for a different part-time job, hoping to be accepted by at least 2 companies. I couldn't even concentrate on my class. I was thinking about the job applications. Oh boy, was I wrong. None of these jobs accepted me. I applied for a job at 12 companies. And none of them accepted me. Am I this useless? I asked myself. Maybe my family will accept me. So I tried going back to my foster family for help. I begged and crawled on my knees, but I was told my absence brought peace. I was asked never to come home again because I am a liability. He gave me my real parents' address and asked me to get lost forever. While going home, I saw a wanted cleaner notice at a restaurant. The restaurant was well known by almost everyone. I went inside the restaurant for rules and I was told I would be fed twice a day. So I applied at the restaurant as a cleaner, but they told me they wanted a worker that works overnight, not during the day. So I accepted the job without thinking twice because it's a better option. I can work without missing classes. I started working there, but the chef in the kitchen always called me for assistance due to the number of late-night workers available. She even taught me how to bake cake, cook different meals and juices. Now I can concentrate on my studies because my burden has been reduced. My course mate called Eugene helped me to meet up. But I had a problem. I couldn't stop thinking about my real parents, and I decided to pay them a visit. I traveled a long distance to get to the address given to me. Where I got there, I was told my family were all dead except my nephew. I was told my sister had him a year ago. Your family died from fatal car accident, only your 1-year-old nephew survived. I was given photo albums of my late family, but they refused to give me my family's property. They said it was their reward for taking care of my nephew and asked me to leave with him. I took my nephew with me and couldn't afford to lose the only family I had left. The resemblance between me and my nephew called Amos struck really hard. Taking care of Amos was not an easy job. He never allows anyone to carry him except me. Sometimes his fry at night marked me restless, and I began to regret why I looked for my real parent. Taking him to class and work was more stressful than I thought. House chores became unbearable, and I thought of giving him out for adoption. Most times he will waste my soap and spill water everywhere and even laugh while doing them. While my course mates laughed at me, Eugene always reduced my workload by doing our project alone. Even Amos started to get used to Eugene and they became friends. My workload reduced drastically as Eugene helped me with Amos most times. One day, I went to work. I was so surprised as people congratulated me on my new position. I was so surprised that the chef I always helped promoted me to assistant chef. My salary was tuple. I was very happy with the good news and never knew how the news got to my class. Everyone started congratulating me and said, "I heard you earn 6 times your old salary now." Men, including doctors, started to ask me out. Then I used to be a nobody and now, people loved me. I thought about it and said, is this a mistake? I bought my first ride, made sure Amos had the best of everything. I even started up a bakery, which was an advice from Eugene. He told me about a lot of investments and I was happy because the advice worked perfectly. My foster family heard about my progress and begged me for forgiveness and asked me to come back. But I told them it was too late to cry and I will never come back home. But I didn't know what was coming for me. I was sued by my foster parents. My foster parents sued me for repayment of child expenses and inaccurate parenting for Amos. While going through all these stress, David, every girl's crush in school, started asking me out. I couldn't afford losing every girl's dream in school and we started dating. David loves fun. We would go to the beach, restaurants, fun places, but Amos never liked him. Even Eugene didn't like David and said something is fishy about him, but I thought he was just jealous. David would always advise me to go back to my foster parents and put Amos for adoption. He was always demanding for money, yet I didn't see it as anything. While I'm with David, Eugene takes full responsibility for Amos. But he started complaining that I'm really becoming an irresponsible parent for Amos. I was sleeping really deep after having a long day when Eugene called me. He complained on and on about me being irresponsible for Amos since I met David. He added that Amos takes me as his mother and he is always saying mama. I was so angry with him for trying to tell me how to raise Amos and ended the call. I quickly went back to sleep and was shocked by Amos in the morning. Amos destroyed a lot before I woke up. He left my fridge open after biting each and every snacks. I have had enough of Amos. I will give him up for adoption. I called David, he didn't pick up his phone. I took Amos to a daycare and went straight to my foster family home. I wanted to tell them I forgive them and also give Amos out for adoption. In addition, I will ask them to drop the lawsuit. But I was shocked when I saw David asking my foster parents for additional money. He said he needs more money for being able to distract me from Amos. My foster parents added that he needed to persuade me to forgive them as they had only 20% chance of winning the case. I drove off knowing they hired David to make me forgive them so they can have access to my money. Now I found out I have 80% chance of winning the lawsuit. I hired a very popular company with one of the best lawyers for my case. With the amount I was willing to pay, a lot of lawyers wanted to take the case, including the woman who refused to pay me when I worked as a taxi driver. She explained she needed the job to pay her family debt. If you were in my shoe, what will you do? Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I begged Eugene for forgiveness and we are currently dating. Together we are the best parents for Amos.